Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is once again Friday night. It is 7 o'clock. That can only mean one thing. We're back with our weekly 1 hour live stream. On the shelf this week, guys, we have Old Reliable Olympic. She's not been with us in a while, but she is here. On the next shelf, we have the Showboat BB 55 USS North Carolina, along with the USS New Orleans right there, CA 32. And last but not least, we have the RMS Mauritania. Mauritania is joining us because that model, or the video of me building that model, has brought a new member to our Discord. Welcome Paolo to our community. He is creating a conversion of Mauritania, this model of Mauritania, into Lusitania, much like what I've been doing with the Titanic kit to Britannic kit, which that video came out today. Hope you guys check that out. Um, American Loyalist, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. Happy to have you with us. And he says we were supposed to take a tour of the Big U tomorrow, but got blocked because of pin warehousing not allowing people. Definitely was planning to mention that. Let me go ahead and get our footage for this week rolling, guys. And we're going to start off looking at Old Reliable. Um, American Loyals, I'm going to read the statement that the Conservancy put out on their Facebook page today. This was a few hours ago. They put this out concerning exactly what you're talking about here. And on their Facebook page, they said the following: Dear supporters of America's flagship, we are deeply disappointed to share the pin warehousing and distribution. The operators of Pier 82 today informed the Conservancy that it will not permit our team to access the SS United States Pier this weekend. Thus, we will need to cancel our planned ship tours. If you would like a refund of your tour donation, please let us know and we will process this as soon as possible. We apologize profusely for this inconvenience. This unprovoked action by the pier operator is deeply troubling, especially given the progress that has been made during our court-supervised mediation. We know that some of you have traveled many miles to walk the decks of America's flagship, and we are profoundly disappointed by this sudden and unanticipated development. What you should know: the Conservancy has always paid the agreed upon pier rent promptly and fully as per our berthing agreement. The Conservancy is availing itself of all potential legal recourse to ensure continued access to the vessel by our team. The Conservancy has acted in good faith throughout its dispute with Penn Warehousing and the recent court ordered mediation. Again, we are heartbroken that Penn Warehousing is taking punitive action against the Conservancy and our supporters. We sincerely apologize for this incredible inconvenience, and we will do everything in our power to provide you with a tour at a later date, should dates become available and you wish to participate. Please feel free to contact our team, so forth and so on. So, yeah, that's some pretty crappy stuff going on over there. And assuming, we're taking the Conservancy at face value here. If this doesn't tell you how vindictive Penn Warehousing is, and there's no explanation given. I'm assuming Penn Warehousing has not put out a statement as to why they've taken this action. I'm not expecting them to. I mean, they clearly have no problem with everybody thinking they're the bad guys in this. They really don't care one way or another. Mark says, "I don't think Max will be here. He has no internet or power." Oh, that's a bummer. I hope it's nothing to do with the remnants of Helene there. American says they allowed tours last week, and this will hurt them. Peer operators in court with the mediation. If it hurts Penn Warehousing, then that's their problem. That's the way I see it. Because if they're, like I said, there's been no statement by Penn Warehousing as to why they're doing this. So all you can do is assume that they're just doing it for the sake of it, unless they say otherwise. And again, I don't think they're going to put out a statement. I don't think they really care what anyone thinks of them. And it's a sad situation. American Loyalists, if you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to give anything away, like you don't have to tell me where you live or anything, but I just wondering, did you travel from outside of Pennsylvania to go do this tour? You don't have to tell me exactly where you traveled from. I'm just wondering if you traveled from out of state to go see the show. Yes, from the hurricane, major flooding too. Okay, what what state is he in, Mark? Don't give me an exact town or anything. Just tell me what state is he in. We got we pretty much didn't get anything from it here. I mean, we were far enough away from it. A couple of things, guys, while I'm thinking about it, going forward, a couple of announcements concerning the stream, future episodes of the stream. As you guys know, okay, Max is in North Carolina. Okay. American Lost, I live in Bucks, was going to take the 10 a.m. one then to Seaport Museum, still going to that and the Flyers game tomorrow. Bucks County is next to Philly. Okay, so fortunately for you, it wasn't all that far. Um, I feel really sorry for the people who like traveled from out of state to go book a tour of the ship and see it, because you think about all the money you spent on the traveling arrangements, your hotels, food, all that's essentially for nothing. And because these people at Penn Warehousing, they're doing it for whatever reason. Yes, we do have a Discord, loyalist. Let me see. Matt, you have moderator. Can you put the link for my Discord into the chat here? Yeah, don't worry, Mark. Matt can do it too. He should have moderator. I gave it to him a long time ago. Um, but a couple of things, guys, concerning the stream. Couple of announcements. As you guys know, next month, October, we are going to be we're breaking away from our regular format. Talking about ships and history and all that in October. to focus on another love of mine. That being, Halloween and horror related content. I'm a big horror movie fan or horror stuff in general. So our live streams in October will mostly be centered around that. Um, what else? Except for one exception, as I've mentioned before, Steve will be joining me to we're gonna dedicate one of those to the ghosts of the Queen Mary. Uh, Matt, are you having trouble putting that link to the Discord in there? If so, let me know. Let me just see if I can share it real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I hate doing this on stream because it's distracting. Hang on, Matt. Okay, Matt. For some reason, your moderator thing was not active. You have it now. Try sharing it again in the chat. Nighttime here on the Olympic, guys. He was a moderator, Mark. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he doesn't have it right now, but he should, and he should be able to share the uh, the Discord information. He should have it now. But yeah, so next month we'll have one episode with Steve on, and we're going to be talking about the ghosts of the Queen Mary. Wolf's here. Wolf's back. How have you been, Wolf? We missed you last week. And in fact, Wolf has moderator as well. So, okay, there we go. Matt's got it. He posted the link to our Discord in the channel there. We're about to transition here into, guess what? The ship Beautiful, guys. Aquitania. Let's see. Ozzy, the swimming pools are full of the water. Wolf, sorry, I ended up forgetting about it until I just remembered. No worries, no worries. Glad you can make it. We're returning to our regular format here for tonight. And happy birthday, by the way. Can we get some happy birthdays for Wolf in the chat? So we're looking at the ship Beautiful here. And he yeah, beautiful ship as always, right? So Wolf, I was just saying I've got a few announcements concerning the stream itself and some future things that are going to be going on. Next month, again, we will be focusing mostly like on horror related content because it's October. We will have one ship related stream in October, that being Steve will be talking about the ghosts of the Queen Mary with us. Um, there may be a something else, of course, another ship related live stream in October. It might not be on a Friday, guys. I'm intending to have a guest on, and it's going to what day the live stream is on will depend on that person's availability. Which brings me to another thing about the live stream. So, as you guys probably know, I normally use OBS to do the live stream, and anytime I've ever tried to have a guest on, I have had problems with with having a guest on. You know, when we get Steve on, Steve and I have to go through like setting up my Discord or my OBS and Discord, making them compatible with each other. Every time he tries to come on the channel, and he'll tell you it's aggravating, it's a pain in the butt. And I can only remember one time where it ever worked the way it was intended to. Um, so a couple days ago, I installed some new streaming software that I intend to use going forward. See, this here works fine when it's just me by myself, but it's too much of a hassle when I'm trying to have a different person on, like Steve, for example. Um, Ozzy Steve will be with me on the Ghost of the Queen Mary episode, but there's another episode where I'm intending to have another guest. I can't say anything more about it right now, but it will not be Steve. American Loyalist says link didn't work. Wolf, can you give it a shot? Can you share our Discord information in the chat? Because you have moderator. So we're transitioning, guys, here. We're looking at BB 55 here, the showboat, USS North Carolina. We have not seen the showboat on stream in a long time. But here she is. I don't know if this camouflage was original to the ship. This could be something generic that Warships has. Yep, well, there you go. That's North Carolina. I would love to go back to this ship. I've been to her once, and I didn't realize at the time that even though she's an older ship than Alabama, North Carolina um, is actually a larger ship. Okay, so we're having problems getting the Discord in here. Let's see. Let me see if I can. I have to do it myself. I just got to remember where the share link is. All right. Share invite copy. Here we go. No. All right. Can someone try that link and tell me if it's working? So, did anyone get to watch the part one of the building of the Britannic model today? That is our video of the week this week. She's not quite done yet. I'm not ready to reveal the completed model on the stream just yet. I've got a few more things I need to do. But the good news is we are less than 2 months away from the anniversary of Britannic's sinking, and I will most definitely have the model ready by then. So she'll be up there on the shelf with us for that stream. Okay, Mark says yes, link works. Excellent. Yes, I see he just joined our server. So American Loyalists, welcome to our Discord server. If you guys that are in the Discord, go send them a howdy, hello, all that good stuff. That would be appreciated. We have a very small community, but it's a very chill community. There's not much drama, if any, in our server. I mean, that's not to say we've never had some, but for the most part, it's a pretty chill and relaxed place. So, welcome aboard. You know, happy to have you with us. Um, yep, yep. Appreciate that, Mark. Everyone, send them a wave. Welcome them aboard. Has anyone heard from Steve today? I know Steve was doing a live stream at the Queen Mary last night. What exactly was that ceremony that that he was live streaming? I know it was like it was the 90th birthday basically of the Queen Mary. Um, I didn't get to see all of it. I came in kind of late because I was testing some software on the computer. In fact, the same software I was just telling you guys about. How about them Cowboys with a victory last night? I'm hoping my Saints can bounce back from the loss to Philly and beat the Falcons this Sunday. Will says North Carolina is looking great with that camo. It is a good looking camo. Like I said, I don't know if this is original to the ship or not, but still, the ship looks great with this on there. Mark says Steve is in Anaheim right now. Yeah, so that's probably why he's not with us this evening. Ozzy, that says they were opening the first class staircase. What do you mean by opening the staircase? Was it closed for some reason prior? Were they doing some renovations or something? I don't know why this footage is so choppy. Let me see if I can restart this. This is annoying me. Let's see. Let's see where we were. Okay. All right. Steve is having alcohol. So what we've got since we've got the new guy in here, American Loyalist, are I always like to ask our new people, are you into ocean liners or warships or both? Most of us here are into both. Mark says, brought back the stationery of Queen Mary back to the ship. How many of you guys, have any of you guys been to Queen Mary? I mean, obviously we know Steve has. Or here, better question: list all of the museum ships that you have been to at one point or another. I'll list mine real quick. You guys already know them, but since we have a new person in here, let's see. I always go from the West Coast to the East Coast because it's easiest for me to remember it that way. USS Midway, Cavala, Stewart, did the dry dock tour of the Texas, of course, Kidd, Alabama, Drum, and North Carolina. Those are all the ones that I have been on. Aaron, in 1936, the Queen Consort, Queen Mary, wife of His Royal Majesty, King George V, gave the Cunard White Star Line a similar display version of her personal royal standard family crest pennant. Very cool. American Lost is you're mostly into ocean liners. Okay, what's your top five favorite ocean liners? I'm not gonna lie, I cheat when I do this because for me it's the Olympic class. It's well, really mostly it's more of a two-way tie between Olympic and Titanic for number one. The SS United States would be number two. I mean, I say Olympic class, you might as well throw Britannic in there as well. So the Olympic class at number one. I know I'm cheating, but it's my list. The SS United States would be number two. The Queen Mary would be number three. I would probably put Mauritania at number four and Lusitania at number five. Those would be my five. Ozzy, last one you've been on was the USS Midway, earlier 90s, and the Queen Mary. Let's see. Oh, Aaron says that was a ceremony that Steve was filming. Okay, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. Wolf, sadly, I have not seen any ships yet. You will someday, Wolf. Don't worry. I know it's going to happen for you. Says, with luck, I'll see Alabama, the mighty A. And you've got so many, you've got four ships, Wolf, that are even closer to you than Alabama. You've got Texas, Cavallo, Stewart, and Kidd are all closer to you even than what Alabama is. Let's see, Americans, his top five ocean liners would be the SS United States, Queen Mary, Aquitania, SS America, and the Olympic class. I love it. That's a solid list. I dig it. Mark says mine is Olympic, Britannic, Oceanic 2, Aquitania, and Mauritania. That is a solid list as well. I know Mark isn't exactly a big Titanic fan, and that's okay. We like what we like. Wolf says some really good ships around, that's for sure. We have amazing museum ships, Wolf. Like I said, someday, if you're ever able to make it, you and I are going to meet up at BB 35, USS Texas. We're going to do that someday. Aaron says, my best, Midway, BB 52, Queen Mary, SS United States, and many World War II subs. Have you ever been on any subs? Or is that your list of favorite ships, Aaron, or is that the list of ships that you've been on? Well, no, it's got to be like your favorite ships because BB-52 is not a museum ship. Let's see. American Loyalists. The county in Florida has released the agenda for the October 1st meeting on approval contracts for the reefing they plan to take apart one of the funnels for the museum and take off the other funnels and masts and every door and portholes off of her. I did read something about that earlier today, and from what I understood, they're going to take both funnels off because they intend to sink her in 180 feet of water, according to the article that I read today. And in order for them to do that, they have to take both funnels off of the ship. So, of course, I am hoping that both funnels would, of course, be used for the land-based museum that they're supposed to be having. Wolf says, yes, we definitely got to do it. We will do it, Wolf. We will do it. Okay, Aaron, so sorry, did not hear the question. No problem. Ocean liners, SS, Queen, SSUS, the big U, Queen Mary, Olympic, and Queen Elizabeth. Again, solid list. Mark says 180 feet is deep. It is, but not so deep that you can't scuba dive to the wreck, and that's what, of course, the intended purpose is. Um, there's an aircraft carrier that sunk off of Pensacola. Wolf, what is the name of the aircraft carrier that they sunk? I think it was back in 2006 off the coast of Pensacola that they use as an artificial reef, and people go diving there. Because while 180 feet might seem deep, it's really not if you think about it. Because remember, Britannic is in 400 feet of water, and you can still scuba dive to Britannic. So really, 180 feet's not all that deep, in comparison. Ozzy says, so they're going to make the SS United States a reef in Florida. Yep, in Okaloosa County. It ain't going to be right next to and that's it. Mark says Saratoga, but no, it's Wolf's got it. The or Oroscani. I never could figure out how to pronounce it, but no, that's the one. And they sunk that off the coast of Pensacola. And see, Escambia County. Now that is where Pensacola is. Escambia County. The Oroscani, and I'll say that I apologize if I'm butchering it. Um, that is in Escambia County. So Escambia County gets basically all the profit from that carrier. Um, Okaloosa, which is the neighboring county, and Destin is the big town over there. Um, that is the county that's going to purchase the Big U, and they will reap the benefits of the Big U being their artificial reef. Ozzy says USS Fossiter. I'm not familiar with that ship. There is there's a USS Massachusetts is off of the coast of Florida as well. I forget what county claims ownership of it. I think it's Massachusetts. I'm almost positive it's Massachusetts. Wolf, I need you to look that up for me too. I think it's a World War. I think it was a World War I vessel, but don't hold me to that. Uh oh, Showboat's about to get torped here. She can handle it. Oh yeah, you misspelled. No worries, Ozzy. No worries. But I'm trying to think. What is the name of this? It's Massachusetts. Um, That's well, okay. There you go. Thank you, Wolf. There's a pre-dreadnought USS Massachusetts as a reef now. However, back in the day, she was a gunnery target. Okay, guys, we're switching gears here. We're looking at CA-32 here, USS New Orleans, and this was like a D-Day inspired campaign in warships, and we're going to watch New Orleans participate in that. Well, it says BB-2 U.S. Massachusetts pre-dreadnought, a part of the Indiana class battleships. That's it. That's the one I was thinking about. Fought in the Spanish-American War and World War One. She's getting fired by potatoes. Oh, potatoes. Yeah, I can't think of any other. I can't think of any other ships off the top of my head that have been intentionally sunk as an artificial reef. The two in Florida are the ones that come to mind. So, American loyalists, if you're still in here, are you mentioned and Wolf, you joined us a little late, but our new viewer here, American loyalist, he had purchased a tour for the SS United States and Penn for this weekend, and Penn Warehousing. Um, they are blocking people from getting on the ship this weekend. So essentially, the Conservancy has to refund everyone who purchased the tour. But I wanted to ask American Loyalist, are you going to reschedule your tour for a different day, or do you just not risk it? Or because who knows if this is going to be the only time that Penn Warehousing pulls this nonsense. I don't trust them as far as I can spit, and that's not very far. So I wonder if I mean, obviously everyone's going to take the refund, but are you going to rebook and hope that you can still have a shot at getting on the ship at some point? Okay, he says yes, I intend to do so. Okay. If you do, um, get plenty of pics because that's going to be something pretty historic there. As much as I would love to go see it, it's not going to happen for me. I'm going on a cruise in a couple of months, and I'm having to save up for that, so I can't afford to travel to Pennsylvania right now and do the tour. It's unfortunate, but what I'm really hoping they will do is before they sink the ship, once the ship gets to Florida, before they sink it, I'm hoping they will let people maybe like let people maybe book like some type of boat or vessel where I mean, and you don't necessarily have to get on the ship, but you can at least go and get close to it and have a good look at it before they sink it. Like, I wonder how long they're once it gets to the spot that they are going to sink it. Will they? How long are they going to wait from the time it arrives to the time they sink it? Is what I'm wondering. And of course we don't know that yet. But I'm hoping it's enough time where anyone could maybe, leave it there for like a week or so, let people book a charter a boat, go out and get as close to the ship as you legally could, and snap some photos. That's what I'm hoping for. Aaron's USS New Orleans was in the Battle of Midway, Battle of the Coral Sea. Great warship. Also was in Pearl Harbor. This little ship, guys, was a beast. And I've told you guys some of the stories about New Orleans here. She had a 150-foot section of her bow completely blown off by a torpedo attack. She did not sink. She sailed backwards to ports to get temporary repairs, and then sailed backwards again. And I forget what dock it was to get further repairs, like permanent repairs, so she could get back into the fight. Tell me if that's not a tough ship. New Orleans was built to last. American says if they were able to dock it anywhere else, they wouldn't be reefing it. Yep. And that's really the bummer of the whole thing, American, because the Conservancy put out a statement a while back. They tried like 40 something cities throughout the United States along the Atlantic and the Gulf Coast, trying to find a place, even just a temporary home for the ship so they could dock it until they could find a more permanent home, and just nothing happened. Wolf says New Orleans, she was definitely a beast, and Ozzy says she was still fighting. Oh yes, CA-32 here was a beast. Now, let me get the little model here. Now this is a 1:700 scale, but here we go. My CA-32 USS New Orleans. I would love to have this like in a 1:350 scale because, and I've told you guys this before, I'm really happy with how this model came out, but I will never build anything smaller than an ocean liner or a battleship in 1:700 scale again because it was it's kind of a nightmare to build. Let's see. Ozzy says she was still fighting when she got cut in half. That's because she was a fighting ship. Aaron, February 10th, 1947, lay in reserve until struck from the Naval Register on March 1st, 1959, and sold for scrapping on September 22nd. Imagine if uh, the city of New Orleans would have purchased the ship with the intent of having it and preserving it as a museum vessel. Unfortunately, as we of course know, that did not happen. But at the USS Kidd Museum, They do have the actual builder's model from the Navy of the New Orleans class, and it is a huge, huge model. And I've showed it on the channel before. It's a giant model. I don't know what the scale is, but it's I couldn't fit it. It would take up my entire living room if I were to try and put it in my living room. Wolf, it's sad, but I think the issues with its current dock is what makes other places not want to take her. They see her as a possible legal issue if the conservancy doesn't pay up or anything. Oh yeah, definitely. All the legal action has definitely not been in favor of the conservancy, despite the fact that the court ruled in the conservancy's favor. Because remember, the lawsuit was that Penn Warehousing raised the rent during COVID, and that was against the original agreement. Penn Warehousing argued that they could raise the rent. The Conservancy argued they could not. The Conservancy has always paid their rent, and the judge ruled that what Penn Warehousing did was not legal and they could not raise the rent. So the Conservancy actually won the court case in that regard. But then the judge threw in the caveat that, hey, ship's got to go. And, you know, it just sucks. I mean, it sucks all the way around. Yeah, I've made my opinion on it well known, and I imagine most folks here, all of you guys, probably share my opinion on that as well. But yeah, it's definitely hurt the case for trying to get the ship docked somewhere else. I completely agree with that. It's not right, but I agree with it. You can see New Orleans is kicking butt right here too. Half the team has been destroyed, and New Orleans is still fighting, guys, because she was a fighting ship. Has anyone looked at the? Does anyone follow the kids' Facebook page? Because they put up some really cool photos not that long ago, maybe a week or so ago. They got some pictures of the kid in dry dock at nighttime, guys. Um, those photos are pretty stinking sweet. They've got the whole ship lit up. If you guys haven't seen those photos, you should go check those out because they're pretty sweet. Aaron says, yes, we follow the kid. I'm good. Good, Aaron. I'm glad to hear that. If, like I said, if you've not seen those photos, go check them out on the kid's Facebook page. I know they put out a couple of videos. There's not too much information. Oh, excuse me. Didn't mean to do that on camera. That came out of nowhere. But throughout the dry docking process, they've actually been able to go in parts of the engine room where they previously haven't been able to access, and they just did a video on that. In fact, it came out last night. Wolf says, "Wonder when they'll start painting her." Um, she's not ready for painting yet. Wolf, I know we're all extremely excited to see how she's going to look in that dazzle paint, but if you remember well, no, you weren't here last week, but I showed some pictures. It looks like, almost looks like the ship has been entirely primed in like a haze gray, but they're actually doing what they call zinking the ship, and I'm not entirely sure what that means, but that is what they're doing. Um, I don't think she's nowhere near ready to be painted yet. I think they're still doing hull repairs right now. And I have it on good. Oh, and Wolf, you're especially going to like this. Um, the last episode of Museum Ship Mafia, they had Tim Nesmith on. He's the superintendent of the Kid Museum, and he said that after when it's time to repaint the ship, after the Dazzle scheme has run its course, they're going to take the kid into Measure 21, which is what the Texas just got painted in. So how about that? So it's still, I'd love to see her. I can't wait to see her in both schemes. I think she's going to look great no matter what. Guys, I'm going to grab a quick swig of water. My throat is really dry. I'm going to let this keep running. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, Matt says, I learned what zinking means watching Dirty Jobs on Discovery Channel. So basically, they put these blocks of zinc metal under the hull. The zinc gets stacked first, and the hull of the ship is spared. Okay. Aaron, sorry, I am having a cold beer. Aaron, I might go grab me a couple of cold ones after the live stream ends here. That sounds like a good idea. Oh, here we go. We're switching over. This is going to be the final ship that we look at for the evening. We are looking at the Montana class here. Mark says, I hope to have beer tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to have it tomorrow, but I might have a few beers tonight. A few beers actually sounds pretty good. So here's the Montana class. So when I was at the Kid Museum a couple of weeks ago, they have a model of a Montana class, but it's not one that they keep on display. And it's like it's technically not like museum quality. So they don't keep it on display, but I actually got thanks to Park Stevenson, who I met a few weeks ago at the museum. He gave me a little behind the scenes tour, and I got to see that model for the first time. I was trying to think of a way I could sneak it out of the museum and nobody would notice, but it's a bit too big for that. He's got a really great Titanic model and a kid model as well over there. Wolf says, "Oh, Montana, if only they built one." Wolf, you know which one I wanted them to build, and why I'm still so, to this day, still so bummed out that they never built them. Aaron says, I don't think they built any, did they? No, Aaron. The Montana class never got past the design phase, sadly. Does anybody know why it pains me so much that they never built the Montana class? There's an extremely obvious reason why that bums me out so much. And I personally, the Montanas was supposed to be our answer to the Yamato class, and was this thing would have been massive, guys. It would have been larger than the Iowas and the Yamatos. That's how big the Montana would have been. Does anybody know I would why I'm so bummed that they never built the Montanas? Aaron says, I would say 172,000 horsepower. You can look up the specs. They have the specs for the class out there on the internet, Aaron. Wolf says, luckily, they are pretty close to the excellent and beautiful Iowas. They most certainly are. You could obviously see some major similarities between the Montanas and the Iowas. That no doubt. Wolf got it. You're upset because they never built USS Louisiana. The final Montana class ship, there were going to be five of them. The last Montana class ship was going to be USS Louisiana BB 71. And it would have been so amazing if that would have been built and it would have been preserved. And imagine parking BB 71 and the kid right next to each other. How amazing would that have been? He says vodka in your water. No, I don't mix vodka and water. That nah. I mix vodka with things, but not water. Ozzy said the war was over. Actually, that was not the reason, Ozzy. So the reason the Montanas were never built, there were a few things that were happening. It was Midway, the Battle of Midway, and I can't remember if it was Jutland or the Coral Sea, but it was Midway and another battle that basically clued in the United States that air supremacy, not the biggest guns with the biggest boats, was going to win World War II. Um, Aircraft carriers proved extremely successful, and that was why uh, the Montanas were never built. The Montanas were, the idea was nixed, and the country decided to put its spending towards more aircraft carriers because, again, they figured out air supremacy was going to win the war. Wolf, they never built them because the Midway class and Essex class, well, essentially aircraft carriers. Mark says Yamato had 18-inch guns, I think. I'm not sure on that. Somebody can look that up real quick. Um, Aaron says steel shortages too. Most likely, it wouldn't surprise me. Wolf says planes were better than battleships, basically. Yes, pretty much. That's why since World War II, here's a good trivia question for you guys. Since World War II, now we know that all of the Iowas were reactivated in the 80s for a short period of time. But between World War II and the early 80s, there was only one active battleship in the world. During the time of the Vietnam War, there was only one active battleship in the world. Who can name that battleship? I know it's going to be Wolf, but who can name that one ship? Wolf says Yamato had 18 inch, I believe. Let's see, Ozzy. It's Coral Sea Midway battle. U.S. carrier craft over the turn the tide in the Pacific. Aaron Yamato 18.1-inch guns. Mark wins. Karen says, what states didn't have battleships named after their states? Montana and Hawaii are the only states that never had a battleship named after them. Let's see. Wolf got it. USS New Jersey. BB 62, the second Iowa class battleship. She was the only active battleship in the world at the time of the Vietnam War. Nope, Aaron, not BB 52, BB 62. Oh, Actually, I stand corrected, Wolf. You are correct. It was only two states that never had battleships named after them. It was Montana and Alaska. I don't know why I said Montana and Hawaii. Well, no, Hawaii couldn't have had. Maybe it's three. I was always thinking it was two. So look that up for me, Wolf. I always thought it was just two of them, but I can't remember if Hawaii had a battleship named after it or not. I really can't remember right now. I'm having a brain fart. But definitely Montana, I know for certain. Hawaii never had one either. Okay, so then three states. I don't know why I've always had it in my head that it was only two states. It's three. Okay, Montana, Hawaii, Alaska. Yeah, because Hawaii was not a state at the time of World War II. And we never built another battleship after World War II. So, yeah, Hawaii would not have had a battleship named after it. Ozzy says, name three battleships that were in the Iran and Iraq wars. Matt says, isn't there a cruiser named USS Alaska? A cruiser, not a battleship. I do not know for sure, Matt. Uh, I do know in the modern Navy they name the subs after states now, and there is a USS Louisiana, a modern sub. Aaron says BB-62 is one. Hmm. Name three battleships that were in Iraq and Iran wars. Wolf says yes, there is a large cruiser. Okay, so we have a cruiser named USS Alaska. See, Ozzy, Hawaii and Alaska became states in '59 when Hawaii and Alaska were states. Okay. Aaron says BB-63 and BB-64. Yes. Now remember, all of the Iowas were reactivated in the '80s. So guys, we're coming. Ozzy says, I mean Gulf War with Iraq. Um, um, Missouri and Big Whiskey for sure. I don't remember if New Jersey actually participated in the war. Mark says Alaska became a state in '65. Okay. Let's see. So, guys, we're approaching the end of the stream here. Um, okay. Let me give out our content schedule. You guys always know what it is, but we do our weekly live stream every 7 p.m. at U.S. Central Standard Time. Remember, in the month of October, we will be doing Halloween Horror Month during the live streams in October. Steve will be on for one of the episodes to do a Ghosts of the Queen Mary episode. Um, there will be a regular live stream for a ship stream like this in October with a different guest. I can't say anything else yet. That's all I can tell you for now. Um, it's time to splice the main brace. Um, Weekly videos are every Friday morning at 7 a.m. Our random video short of the day is Monday through Fridays at 11 a.m. And I think I got everything in there. Yeah, that's pretty much everything, guys. Oh, except for yeah. Yeah. What's that? She's this close to being finished. I can't wait to show you guys. All right, so that's going to be it for this week, guys. I appreciate you all for tuning in. American Loyalists, looking forward to for having you in a Discord and chatting it up with you. Um, Happy birthday again, Wolf. Glad you can make it. Glad everyone can make it this week. Thanks as always, guys, for coming and hanging out with me. The stream is not possible with you guys. You guys make it what it is. So, Wolf says Britannic. Yeah, she's almost done, Wolf. It's this close, that close. I can feel it. All right, guys. Good night. Thanks for watching. Halloween horror next month. And until the meantime, you know the drill. Drive safely. Oh, almost hit the wrong thing.